second thing to think about, okay, is that once you feel comfortable working with the space, push, 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 okay, then it's not always that you're able to dissipate the force, right? Sometimes your opponent can go into your space more and you have less space to work with, and then you're outbalanced, right? So then what you have to do, instead of taking that force in directly, like in a linear fashion, you try to redirect. So when you push, force comes in, now I turn my body. Okay, so when I turn my body, I'm redirecting his force. Okay, push, I redirect, and then I bring it back, I redirect, bring it back. It's not really bringing that force back. I'm not really bringing that force back. I'm just dissipating that force in this direction instead of dissipating that force straight. Okay, yeah, so I'm really dissipating the force. Okay, when I dissipate your force, I cannot use it to bring it back to you because the forces are just dissipated, right? So there's no more force for me to hold on to and to bring it back to you. So once here, okay, I can either pull you if I feel that you're already at the limit of your space, right? Or if you're not at the, okay, so one thing is that if you really push and keep going, I turn, I redirect, you see you're already out of your space slightly. So then I can pull, okay, so then you're off your route, okay? But if we're closer, you push, now I can still turn. But would I be able to pull you?
No.
Out of your route? No, because your knee hasn't passed your toes. So you are still within your space. So you're properly centered when you're still within your space. So now I can, when I try to pull you, you can resist because you're properly balanced. Okay, so then I can only redirect. Once your force is dissipated, then I push, right? I bring my force into your space, okay? And then you can turn to redirect, right? And I'm properly centered because my knee didn't pass my toes. I'm properly centered. When you try to pull, I'm centered. Okay, so then you just push, right? And then I turn. Okay, this is redirecting. Okay, so once you work with the linear space going forward and backward, and then you have to then turn, redirecting. Okay, which is better than just taking in the force linearly. Okay, but then, okay, when you're redirecting, okay, which is good, but also your opponent doesn't have to follow completely the way that you direct his or her force, right? So I'm redirecting your force. You can change the direction of your push into me. Okay, so again, right, once I redirect your force and you're redirecting your push into a direction, instead of going this way now, you redirect it towards my space. Then if you have a strong enough push, redirecting push, then I can be outbalanced by that. So again, so circle, 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 you push, I redirect, and then you readjust. You have to get closer then, right? If you cannot readjust here, it means that you're not close enough to my space. But if you're close enough to my space, and then you readjust, now I'm all balanced again. Okay, so I can do the same thing to you. Okay, push, circle, circle, circle. Now I push, and you redirect, pull me. And then now I'm adjusting my push. I go this way first, and then I adjust the angle. Now I'm pushing this way to get you all balanced. Okay, so continue, circle, 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 push, redirect, yes, readjust. Yes. Okay, so to deal with that, right, when you adjust your push, circle, 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 you push, I redirect, and you adjust your push, and you push me. Okay, now I have to resist that force somehow, right? And so if I'm not able to resist, I'm off balance. Okay, but I can try to resist, right? I redirect you, and you adjust your force, and I can try to use my body. If I'm still in my space, then you try to adjust your push. I can still try to resist. I can even use this arm to create some leverage. So if I'm using my arm, right? So now your push is no longer directly to my center, right? So now I'm adjusting your push again. Okay, that's a possibility. Okay, and this is a possibility given, right? You push. Yeah, given that I'm still in my space, I still have proper balance. This way I can readjust your push again. So now it's not going towards my center, it's going somewhere else. But if I'm not in my space at this point, let's say you're here, I'm not really in my space, then even this wouldn't do anything. Let's say I'm already beyond my limit of my space, right? And you push, I readjust, no good. This wouldn't have any effect, right? So again, it's only effective when I'm within my space, right? Yeah. Okay, so that's another way of thinking about when the force comes in, you redirect. And then your opponent can adjust his or her push, adjust the direction, and then you have to think about how to deal with it, whether you can deal with it or not to deal with it.